Quick one. First one, good one.
What are you building your business for? Is it for lifestyle? Is it for an exit? Everybody wants to be what they see because I don't know who the fuck they are.
18 years as for now, you're doing exactly the same because you just building the systems which are work and repeating the same, which is again not sexy stuff. Perfect, guys. Today I'm visiting one of my great friends, Los Silva. He and his team just arranged this kind of awesome episode, especially for you, because those guys are really experimenting a lot and they are real experts on the social media and how to grow that and how to grow the businesses, not just on the words, but actually I'm one of their ex-students and like they helping a lot to expand not just the businesses, but make an exit. And this episode, I believe we're going to be speaking a lot about organic content on the strategies, because this is exactly what Los is pitching right now in the way of what's really important. Since ads, I believe most of you recognizing that has a lot of fluctuation, and in our day, it's not about that. It's all about the strategy, marketing strategy, which you're going to be building around your brand. How's that going, Los?
Good, man. Happy you're here.
Yeah, like, as you know, it wasn't planned. Like,
no,
I
just
texted
me. I was like, come at this time. You're like, all right, I'm on my way.
Exactly. Like, it's awesome. So I believe this is going to be a great episode since we like just quit. So tell me, let's discuss this part about the organic content and what exactly you're focusing now. Share the strategies which could help the guys out there to build their brands more powerfully and push forward.
So, I mean, obviously, ecom and stuff like that, that's easier because it's just running direct to a product, and UGC, AI ads and stuff like that, that's simpler to kind of talk about. But if you're trying to grow your agency or your personal brand and things like that, it's a lot harder than it used to be. 2015 to 2020 was, you could just almost not try and you would get clients, right?
Exactly.
But nowadays the economies and worldwide are different. People are more aware. People are more hesitant because there's a lot of trash out there, and people are just all look the same. You know, Alex Hormozi made that book, $100 Million Offers, and everyone's offer is the same. Like, I'll clean your plate, I'll cook you dinner, I'll date your wife, I'll take you to dinner, I'll do all your ads, I'll do everything in the world, and I'll give you your money back. Like, it's ridiculous.
Do you think some outstanding offer won't help you out?
No, it's all, everyone has the same offer. What's going to help you out is, like, no one knows you. No one knows any of us at the end of the day, right? They have like 4 or 5 big guys that they know, and everyone else is just not important, right? And so used to be, hey, let's run high ticket ads to a VSL application funnel, blah, blah, blah. And that works. But for you to really convert people that matter, right, you have to do that, then retarget back to content, create more content that's relevant on social media. You've got to have more lead magnets to make sure people know, like, and trust you. You've got to build and manage a community. And realistically, what used to take possibly a day to 5 of getting that person is going to take you 2 to 3 months. And I'm talking like people that you want to get as actual clients, not like you can convince any smart, like, small person to jump in. But we don't work with people that are, you got to start like $2 million a year for us to work with you. And so it takes a little bit more because we want more seasoned people. But I think that even then, like, people are still having the same problem with trying to get anybody, but it's because you're just you're posting a lot on social, or you're running ads and expecting ads to fix the problem. The problem is you're not doing everything as a sequence. So you need to be doing content, you need to be creating community, you need to be having conversations, and then you need to be creating conversions from that.
You know, it sounds that easy, but both of us understanding by having the teams who are doing exactly that stuff, it's incredible. I mean, time consuming, right talent supposed to be on place, and the structure and systems of the exactly ladders of the communication with your lead in the right way. So what's the right way to start communication with the lead? How to bring more eyeballs to your page, to your profile, to make sure that online people will be actually not just seeing another guru, another guy, but gonna be actually become in love with you and see the trust?
They've got to trust you because you're actually creating consistent content that matters. A lot of people are just making content for views, and that works. And they get little people to buy and stuff like that. But if you really want something, you've got to create a real relationship with people now, and it's harder. So the content side, you need a content team. You need to create content that's video. You need to create content for email. You need to create content as lead magnets. You need to create content for your group Then the community, you need a community manager. You need to have a system. You need to have cadence. You need to have engagement. You need to have setters. Then the conversions, you need to use the setters to send the content and have the community structure so they can set the right way and give them value and give them stuff and not be asking immediately on things. And then you can get a conversion. So it takes a bigger team. It takes more time. And the thing is, no one wants to wait. The truth is, business is a little bit different this year, and it might be for a little while in regards to having success consistently. You have to optimize for what you want as a result, but understand the time horizon and the needs of what you're trying to create. And people just, they'll throw money to something and be like, I didn't work. You didn't give it enough time. You didn't give it enough resources. And you're just trying to get a sale. And that's exactly what people avoid you for. They're just trying to not work with someone that wants to get a sale. When you create all these things, you've got to understand that the sales cycle might be longer, but it's a better conversion rate because that person knows, likes, and trusts you. Like I just closed the person. I was like, dude, I've been following you for 2 years.
Exactly.
And I didn't know who that was. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, but now I know that you're legit. Took him 2 years. Like that's crazy, but it's better than someone who's like, hey, just applied, wanted to work with you. And then like, so what do you do? How do you change my life? Like how fast can I work? I also don't have any money. You're going to get all those leads on Facebook, especially if you're doing Facebook leads or whatever, right? Like that's not it. I think if we're talking about content and things like that too, we're both obviously also in the agency space. You should look in at other opportunities because everyone just sits in the same bubble. And this isn't the best bubble to be in, right? We're in home services. We're in blue collar. We're in a lot of other places. We have an AI agency. Like we're in different places and we're not trying to market to internet marketers because internet marketers are the worst person to try to work with because they think they know it all. They don't actually have a business and they don't actually have a budget. So, but that's who's on the internet every single day clicking on your ads.
Then that's correct. And one thing that is a person who you close, he follow you for a couple of years. And especially like you mentioned, like at least 2 million a year revenue business person supposed to understand one thing, that it's hard because if he generated that kind of revenue, especially online, most probably he's doing something similar. So he understands well if that guy put in extra effort
he
and
knows
a lot
he has
of
to
cash.
put money and allocate assets into whatever he needs to do to grow. He's not expecting like, what can you do to change everything? Nothing. Like you have to build a team and do these structured things and that's it. And a person that's making less than that doesn't really get it yet. They're just trying to get more. The other person has employees and has a little bit more overhead and has a understanding of like, if I want more help, I need to hire possibly a coach or a consultant or an agency that solves this problem, not all the problems. Because a lot of people try to hire someone fix every single problem, but the problem isn't marketing. Honestly, marketing is one of the easiest things there is. It's sales, setting, onboarding, processes, finances, and that's where people don't really pay attention because it's not sexy, right? It's not the hottest thing in the world. You talk about that and like no one wants to hear it, but if you talk about that, the people that understand that are going to go hit you up.
It's a great pre-qualification about the quality of the lead, but in the same time, it's really gonna be drop down your conversion rate just because nobody cares.
No one's gonna share that. No one's gonna associate with that because that's a smaller addressable market.
Yeah, and one of our friends, you know him well, he is like in SMM space, and the thing is that he said, I have millions of views, and he shows me that like, look, 5,000 comments, it was lead magnet. We sent him all of them messages by the setters. What do you think? Nothing. 0. They have no money, all broke. He said like views is not matter. Views
matter if you care about being an influencer. I don't care if I don't care how many followers I have. I care about the people that I'm talking to that want to work with me. And if you are honest, like the people that probably want to work with you might not even follow you. They just check your account often.
Yeah, like so many times when someone didn't follow me, but we close him and like, I know about you like for a while. I was just here seeing you here and there. So he wasn't ready to be joining just because he didn't know me yet well. And after that, we closed the lead from 2020. my sales guy sent it to me like, hey, I closed a lead 2000. I'm like, whoa, that's something insane, because the person need 4 years just to realize that, okay, I want to work with this guy. He's still in the space. He's still doing the same stuff, which is another thing. Like guys are good posting content, but today they are doing e-commerce, tomorrow crypto, day after tomorrow AI, after tomorrow NFTs.
Whatever makes money that minute. I just want to work on things that next year it's the same thing a little more. And the year after that, it's the same thing a little more. I'm not going to reinvent myself. I'm not going to be 17 different people. I'm just going to do the same thing a little more, because I want to wake up 2025, not with like a X amount of money, with the same businesses, with strong, trying to grow them a little more. Because if I do that, I never have to worry.
Exactly.
But if I want to make all these things and compete with people that are doing all this stuff, then I got to reinvent myself every half an hour. And I'm just not, the truth is I'm just myself.
Yeah, that's why you're doing exactly the same stuff for how long? 22 years
17.
already. 17.
Actually 18 now.
18 years as for now, you're doing exactly the same, because you just building the systems which are worked and repeating the same, which is again not sexy stuff. Do more what's working. It's super boring, and it's like hard to motivate team. Okay, you motivated, but hard to motivate team as well to make exactly the same things again and again. Cash, it's not anymore a motivation if they are doing that for a while. So what, in your opinion, how to handle that kind of case when you need to drive the team with exactly the same stuff again and again for several years?
Tricks are temporary and strategy is steady, right? So I don't have a problem with that, because the goal is to just do better, you know? And I get people all the time like, oh, you should do this. I'm like, okay. And then what, you know? I want to do, I went from agencies to learning how to build agencies for equity with brands, to learning how to sell brands, to learning how to sell companies in general, to learning how to get equity on brands and apply it and all that. But it's just the same thing more. It's not different. So instead, people are always looking for that shiny object. Like, oh, I got this agency, or I got this ecom, and I want to scale it for more. I'm like, what do you need to scale? So what do you need to scale an e-commerce business for? What is the goal? So let's say that you're doing $200,000 a month with a 20% margin, which is decent and kind of high on e-commerce, and you want to scale to 400,000. Okay, you're probably going to drop your margins to 10 or 5%. Are you going to sell that business? Well, I don't know. You're not going to make more money. You're not going to. Now you have to pass this and get almost to $1 million a month to get back and making money. And so
you have biggest payroll.
Yeah,
you have bigger warehouse. You need to be bigger, because you are having bigger revenue, but doesn't mean bigger profitability.
Are you selling in 2 years? What's the plan? I just want to make more because you make more. Or if you're doing an agency and like, Eddie Malouf's doing whatever, $1 million a month or whatever. I want to get it to that. Okay, do you understand that then it's an HR company? What's your margins? 40%. Okay, like he might have probably gotten down to a certain amount of margins and now getting back up. Like, do you want that? Do you want an HR? Do you want to be sued? Do you want to understand that? Do you want to like do those things? I don't know. No, you don't. You don't know. Right? What are you building your business for? Is it for lifestyle? Is it for an exit? Is it for whatever reason? And then implement what needs to be there. Too many people look at other people for validation of their own goals instead of looking at themselves to validate what they want to create.
Yeah, and exactly, about what people looking in social media. Other people, they're looking on success. But you know what?
What is success? If you have a $5 million business with a 10% margin, and I have a $2 million business with a 45 or 50% margin, I'm smoking you.
Of course, that's what I'm saying, that people are looking on the shiny objects, but at the end, like agency founders this year, all the friends who I met for 30 years, you know what? All of them has so many problems, but in social media, they are so bright. Lambos, everything, but all of them starting conversation from the problems, which just means like everyone just jumping into shiny objects, but at the end, there is nothing behind.
Chris, pass me that, the vaporizer. Yeah, I mean, we'll edit that. But dude, everybody wants to be what they see on TV. Everybody wants to be what they see because they don't know who the fuck they are, right? Like, you know how many people have told me to buy a Lambo because it'll get me more views, or to like use my kids in videos for this or that? And I'm like, no, that's what you need to do because you want that. I don't give a fuck. because I know what I want. I know who I am, and I know what I'm trying to do. I don't give a shit if you make more money than me. That's awesome. Like, it's not good. You can fucking quote this. You don't fuck my wife, and you don't pay my bills. Why the fuck do I need why do I need to compare myself to you? Why is your opinion like, why do I need to be like, oh, that's what he said? Okay, like, well, what does that matter? You don't fuck my wife, you don't pay my bills. So like, let me do my thing. Because at the end of the day, your success is great, but it doesn't mean anything for me. Yeah. But everyone else wants to be something else because they don't know who they are. You know how many people, I've consulted over 200 people. And when it comes down to things, I'm like, so what do you want? I'm like, oh, I got to do this. Why? Because I've done it before. Okay, but you didn't make that much money. Yeah, but like, I should. Why? They don't have an answer. When I show them, like, bro, you don't even have an answer why you want to do this shit. What do you really want? Man, honestly, I just want to have some extra time. And like, if I could just make this much, which is way less, right? People that are like, oh, I want to make $2 million a net year, go down to like, if I can make 250,000 consistently a year.
With less stress.
Look at that. They just 10x their bottom. But to you, they're like, yeah, I want to make they're pretending they're doing that. But you're like, what makes me happy? Bro, if I could take some vacations and make that consistent, that's cool, bro. All right, well, that's not the plan that you're trying to create. You're just trying to create stress for yourself, and that's it. Like, oh yeah, but it's not hot to say that you're whatever, like who cares what anyone else is doing? It's great to get mentorship. It's great to get support, but like, help yourself, find yourself. The most confident people in the world know who they are. Like, if you look at all the big mentors, like people that the biggest speakers, they don't give a shit about they're making more or less than the big guys or other people. They're confident in what they're doing.
They're just fine.
They're
just doing what they want.
Their thing.
Exactly what they want on the golden mind with their income and with the lifestyle which they prefer to live.
Because they have a goal and an objective. Too many people have goals and not objectives. A goal is something, let's say you're like, I want to make $1 million a year. Okay, if you make 988, you didn't hit your goal. And if you make 1.1 million, then you passed your goal. So you immediately set another goal. At no moment did you celebrate, accept, and like
exactly
sit there. If you set objectives, then you have to meet an objective to set a new objective. And so when you meet an objective, you realize it, you sit with it, and you like kind of appreciate like, hey, we did this. Now what's next? Let's plan. And so I set objectives instead of goals. And then I have one obsession this year with this content, which makes like, I'll do whatever I can think of and go crazy because I want to just know content like the back of my hand. And I want to test all the things in the world. I'm going to be obsessed with it. But everything else is just an objective. I made everybody in the office and people I work with and consult. I'm like, give me your goals for the year. They're these arbitrary money goals. I'm like, where are you going to spend that money? Like, all right, now.
It's just nice to check my account and see these numbers,
You might, but you gave me a goal that like, it's a gross account, not a net, right? So what are you doing with the money? Okay. Then I'm like, all right, why don't you set the year up in objectives? What do you want to achieve? I want to go on these trips. I want to do this with my kids. I want to make sure that this is there.
Experience.
You change the way you think. Well, you change the way too. I want to make this much money for me. Okay, so what would you have to do that? It changes down into like, oh, I can achieve this, and I know like the metrics that need to happen for that. Instead of like this grandiose thing. Like setting a goal is like basically saying like, I have no actual clue of like anything that I want. So I'm just going to set this thing that sounds similar to yours. And if it doesn't hit, it's like, it was big. And if it hits, like, cool. But you don't hold yourself accountable. When you have objectives, you have to hold yourself accountable because you have timelines you don't have a timeline for a goal, like it's a big one. So you have a timeline for objectives because you're like, I got to do this so I can do this after,
Yeah. So in your opinion, then, how to build the right plan for the person who want to be honest to himself in terms of what he wants to do, how he wants to achieve that, and find out that kind of balance for life and actually business, which is really right. In social media, everyone just running to the crowd, behind the crowd. I want to do the same. Why? I don't know why.
You probably think this in your head, and you do. Look in the mirror and accept that you don't know who the fuck you are and you don't know the goals that you actually want to have. And you've been trying to run in a comparison world forever, and acknowledge that and say, I don't want that. What do I want? That's it. I can't change that for you. You have to change that for you. But it starts by looking in the mirror and taking accountability of like, I'm just trying to measure my dick here. I don't even know why. What do I want? What makes me happy? what do I want to do that? Like, that's it. Because you can find like, man, like I want to do something else instead of this because that might be faster for my actual plan. The only way to find yourself is to look in the mirror and fucking talk to yourself about who you are and what you want. And not enough people do that because they rely on trying to be something that they're supposed to be.
That's exactly what I was about to say, that people are not doing that because it's hard. It sounds hard, but it's actually not. You need just to spend like extra 1 hour time to time and understand, be clear to yourself. Like this kind of, do you believe in the practice just staying for 1 day completely alone without the phone, without any kind of gadgets, and just like talk to yourself?
Yeah, I've never done that because I talk to myself enough all the time. You know, I believe in the practice of do whatever needs to happen for you. Because this is a conversation about who you are and what works for you. So if that works for you, that's great. I've never done that, but I talk to myself all the time. I write my goal, my plan and my project in a notepad every day. And I look at it and I hold myself accountable that I'm not reaching it, or I am. And then I say, okay, I could do more. Do I want to? Why? You know, I want to go to cheerleading more. I want to be a cheer dad and wear that's stupid shirt that says cheer dad, and some people might not want to do that. I want to spend vacations with my friends at a certain amount, and I want certain people in the offices to make more because they deserve it. I want to spend a lot of time with my wife and always be best friends.
You want to be real you.
I want to be whatever the fuck I want to be, and I'm gonna go try to search and achieve that. I don't want to be what you think I am, because I'm fucking not. And if you don't like it, that's totally okay, because I don't give a fuck.
I have similar experience with one of my mentors. He like delayed Instagram. He was promoting a lot of stuff before, like closing deals, like was mentoring people for e-commerce. And suddenly he moved to real estate and he realized that he can make less, or he can make more and spending much less time. So, and at the end, like he stopped it being online at all. He said, I'm sick and tired of that. I want to live my life. And now he's super peaceful, incredible wealthy person, like who is in real estate and not mentoring anyone, just like talking to me on like time to time basis, not like a student and mentor anymore, just like a friend. And he said, I'm the happier than ever before. I'm waking up when I want, I'm doing what I want, and I'm not following all that social media crap anymore. He took the cruise liner to tour with his family. He just traveling around US and just doing what he need to be done for himself and stop running for social media stuff.
And that's all you want actually out of life. You start life, you don't have money, so you try to make money, you make a little money, and then you make more. Then you are able to get into a world where you see more, and then you meet people or pay for a group, and then you get tied into more. But you forget why you started. You started because you wanted, you had a plan. If I do this, I'll be this, and this will make me happy. But then you forget, and then you basically own a job because you don't have a plan. If you have a plan, and you follow a plan that you follow, then you're in the right path. If you follow a plan that you think you have to follow, then you have misery.
Yeah, completely understand. Listen, Los, thank you so much for joining today on this kind of unplanned podcast.
We gotta do another one later.
For sure. Like, I always have pleasure to talk with you, and definitely this kind of content will be share a lot of value for the crowd.
Yeah, man.
And thanks, man. Like, we're gonna be recording another one for sure.
Awesome, bro. Love you. See ya.
See ya.